Today's guest is an award-winning #1 hit songwriter, producer, and artist from Sweden, Aleena Gibson. On today's episode, Aleena shares with us what it takes to be an artist, how to calculate your worth, and name your price. It is very difficult for a woman in the business, especially music, to set terms.
Yes.
To set terms and talk money.
Asking for money, I think, is almost like a universal problem. You know, asking for money creates a reaction in people. Very often it creates a negative reaction, and people are very afraid of that reaction.
I'm your host, Zenya, not your guru, just your girl. So, Aleena, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful to have you on my show.
Thank you.
Now, you are a #1 hit songwriter. You're an award-winning songwriter and an artist as well, right? So you're from Sweden. So tell us a little bit about your life, your career in music, and tell a little more about yourself.
I'm basically, it's interesting when somebody says, you're a #1 hit songwriter, because I don't feel that way, but then I don't know how you're supposed to feel. If you're supposed to feel different because of it. But, when in Sweden, I'm grown up in a musical family, and I always knew I was going to be a singer. That's all I knew, and that's all I told everybody. I'm a singer. But then things happened on the way, and I didn't pursue the musical dream for a very long time. And when I was rehabilitated on my goal to be a singer, I realized that, well, what do I need to be a singer? What do I need to do? And what do I need to have? Well, I need to have a song, I guess. So I got a guitar, and I started to write music. And I didn't know how to do it, and but I just figured it out, kind of. And I just kept writing, and then I used my skills in business to reach people, call them up, and ask if they could, if they could listen to my song and tell me what they thought. And then after a year of just intense interest and working towards this goal, I had my first gold record in Sweden.
Wow. And that was you singing the song?
No, that was me as a songwriter, because the singing part of myself, it was a little bit more withdrawn as a singer. And I was doing it. I was performing. I was, I got a record deal pretty fast. But it was easier for me to just record music with other people for some reason,
Yeah.
And, but I have done like a lot of singing. I've in a band called Kaipa. We have 10 albums out.
10 albums?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's not because of me. It's actually because of the guy who started the band and who was writing all the music and stuff. But then I'm thinking about, oh, wow, I was part of 10 albums. It's quite a lot,
Yeah.
And then I did a solo album, and then I did a duet album with another artist in Sweden. And so I've done a lot of that. But my main thing has been, I have been writing music.
Yeah.
And working with great people.
And you were signed to Red One
Yes.
for a long time. How was that?
It was great. I really love him. Red One is a very kind person. Music industry is a difficult business to work in. And I think fame can be difficult because it kind of pulls in, like some bad people, flies to sugar.
Fruit flies, yeah. Fruit flies.
Fruit flies. So I think navigating in the music industry is difficult. And but for me, it was great to work with Red One. It was a nice time, interesting time. Lady Gaga and J-Lo and a lot of great people that he worked with, and then shared his contacts and stuff, which I think was really cool.
And who are some of the people that we would know that you've written for?
Well, I wrote a song together with Jason Derulo called Stupid Love, which is really cool. And he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Super
singer.
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Sweden, I have also like a lot of success. And I think Sweden is like a little country that a lot of people look at for songwriting and
The formula. Everybody
Yeah.
knows Sweden for the formula.
yeah.
Yeah. You're formula songwriters. And I've actually worked with Aleena, and she is like so inspiring in the studio. You understand the
Thank you.
formula, and you've helped me to understand what makes a great song. And that's something that's been your interest for such a long time, is just what makes there's a difference between a good song and what makes a song great. And that's something that you've trained and learned to do.
Yeah, I think we're kind of grown up with that kind of music. ABBA, Roxette, Ace of Base, all of those people, are kind of using that formula. Max Martin. I don't know if I've studied the formula more than I've just grown
Adapted
up with
to
it.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's part of.
I love writing music that I myself, feel. I want to feel something. I want to, when the chorus comes, I want to feel something. I want it to lift me, and so I feel like when I write music, I want to feel the same way as when I listen to a song that I love. And that's probably my, like the yardstick.
Yeah.
Is, do I feel something? Does these lyrics move me? Do I want to dance to the production? It's always like, you just have to be honest. You just have to be honest with yourself. Is it really that good? Can it compete with everything else? Yeah. And it's important to be, there is this old saying called kill your darlings. Have you heard of that? So kill your darlings is you have written something and you love it, but it doesn't really create that in other people. Then you have to be willing to kill your darling and write something that does that moves people. It's, it's interesting. Songwriting is it's a favorite subject.
Oh, yeah. And so within your career in the beginning, did you find it difficult to kill your darlings at first? Or you were just so ready and malleable to just be like, I just want to have the greatest song?
Yeah, I feel like, when I started out, I was so inspired. I had ideas all the time. I still do though. But it's like, I would have like 25 different ideas. And then I realized like I have to finish them. If I don't finish them, I have all these incomplete song ideas. So I sat down and I wrote down the lyrics, the title of each song. And then I was like, actually, this one isn't that good. And I stroke it off my list. And I kept doing that. Like, is it good enough? And if I loved it and I remembered it and I finished the song.
Yeah.
So I do think, that would be a form of killing my darlings.
Yeah. Right.
And I think killing your darlings is really important. And also, do you feel something yourself when you listen to it and sing it?
So I have a question in that. So would you say that's like the difference between making a song? It's like you have to come to that decision of making a song for the people or making a song for yourself?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. I feel like I write music for projects, like artists that I love. Like I love working with you. I love working with different artists. One of the things that I feel is maybe something that really, really is inspiring me is up and coming artists or people, really, really talented singers. And there's one thing that I think is so cool with Red One, actually. He created this comeback for Jennifer Lopez. And, I like people who goes out and works with people, even if nobody else does. So I like the underdog thing.
Right.
Like, I don't believe that age is something that should be like, you shouldn't judge somebody's life or shelf life as an artist. If you look at some really, really successful artists, it's like, it's very important to remember that people don't sit there and judge you when they listen to the song. They listen to the song and they love it or they don't. And it's not about, of course you have genres like pop, K-pop and stuff like that, kids pop, and which maybe has an age, right? Sure. But mainly the I don't know. I feel like working with underdogs, I like to give people back like real music. And find artists that were big maybe and then bring them back again. Yeah. I think that's fun.
I think that's great. And a good song is a good song.
Yeah.
Like I remember having a conversation with a little girl once and we're playing, I don't know what you guys call it in America, but we call it like celebrity heads. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, it's a yes or no answer game. And she was about 9 or 10 at the time. And we were guessing this artist and I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, is she in her 20s? And she was like, no. I was like, is she in her 30s? And kids just have no concept of age. Anyway, I couldn't guess. I think she thought she was in her 40s or something like that. In the end, I was like, babe, I can't guess this song. Like, I can't guess the artist. Can you just tell me who it is? And she's like, Adele. And I'm like, babe, she's like 22. But the thing is, my point in saying that is that this little girl knew all the lyrics to the song and had no idea how old Adele was.
Exactly.
Nor did she care.
No,
she didn't care at all. And
exactly.
I thought that was like, that really struck me when I heard that. I was like, so it doesn't matter to a child how old a person it is.
No.
It just, a good song is a good song. And I think that also goes for looks. Exactly.
Yeah. Are you a mind reader?
Yeah, no, I just read your mind.
I read yours. No.
I think that really goes for looks too, because I see like all different shapes and sizes of artists that are out there, and everybody's made to feel like they have to look a certain way and be a certain age or you're done.
Yeah.
And it's like, a good song is a good song.
A good song is a good song. And the thing is that I think a lot of these barriers are mental barriers within us. Yeah. Individuals have these barriers to think, like I talk sometimes to a 22-year-old artist and they're like, I'm too old for this. I'm too old. I'm getting too old. And I'm like, what? It just annoys me so much that we have these. First of all, it is lingering around, I guess, these kind of opinions, but they're not true. They're not true. And I just thought about this, that I have been working with artists that think that they are too old at 22. But I want to be an example of that because I started making music at 27. That's when I started picking up a guitar, learning to play the guitar. And I had my first gold record 1 year after, and then I've had multiple platinum records and worked with some of the biggest artists, songwriters, and producers in the world. And, there is still something within me where I am holding myself back as an artist a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is because I did run into resistance on my age in the music industry. Well, there was a publisher I was working with who was extremely fixated on the age.
An ageist.
Yeah, he was an ageist.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me straight up, he was so angry with me. Because I was a pretty... He liked the fact that my songs were liked by the people, and he sent them around, and I got a lot of cuts with different bands and groups and artists at the time, S Club 7 and others.
There ain't no party like an S Club party.
So he loved that, and he wanted me to continuously be sent around and write for people and make money for them, and which is not a problem for me. I love everybody being a part of a team, making equal amount of money.
Yeah,
I just don't think that the artist should always be the one suffering or the songwriter.
Sure,
but enough about that. But the thing is, he told me straight up when I got a record deal. I got my first record deal, and I don't know if I was like 31? No, I was 27 when I got my first deal. But then I got another one, a bigger one. And then he got so angry with me. He says, "You're too old to be doing this." He screamed at me.
That's actually a trauma.
Yeah. And I was then forced to fight that, which is then taking energy away from my creativity. So it became so bad that I was still signed on publishing with this guy, meaning they owned all of my publishing rights, and they'd given me an amount of an advance, and they were giving me advances to, so I could support myself while I built up my songwriting career. And I was so upset about the fact that he treated me that way, because I kind of loved him. Yeah. We had so much fun, and up until the point where I decided it's time for me to do my first record. to do my first album. And I got a record deal right away. And I was happy about that. And he just totally disrespected me. And he said, we're not going to support you if you do this. We're not going to support you if you do this. And I had to eventually get a lawyer. And, luckily he had made a mistake in my contracts where I was free after, I think, 8 months from the time when I went there. And he was not happy about it. And of course, there was his way of revenge would be to talk about me to everybody he ever met, how I wasted my career and whatever. And the funny thing is that the one thing one should know about these kind of bullies is, how do you win over them? How do you win over them? You flourish and you prosper.
Come on.
Your own success is the one thing that's going to drive them mad and insane. They can't handle it because, of course, they didn't want you to succeed. So if you do that, it doesn't matter what, you just flourish and prosper.
And I feel like these things happen, and I'll say it especially to women, but it does happen to a lot of people. I feel these things happen because at a younger age, you're easier to manipulate. You're so much easier to manipulate. Also, when it comes to being a singer-songwriter, sure, in your 20s, you've got some experience under your belt, but like by 30s and 40s and onwards, you've lived so much life to talk about in songs. And you have this fearlessness to be able to like pull from a place that is just like, I'm not going to let anything get in my way.
Yeah.
And I want to hear that. I want to hear a good song from anyone. If you have a good song, let's hear it. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how old you are. And why do you think that the music business has done this to artists?
I think that the monopoly of the music business was, financially made people extremely wealthy in the music industry, like record companies. The good thing about the today, where everybody can actually release music, the good thing is that they took away the monopoly. You can find so much interesting music yourself. You can, the problem with it is that the payments to songwriters, as everybody know, is a big problem. But I heard now that in Sweden, this is changing at the moment, and the publishing and the record label, so the songwriting and the record label, are going to get equal amounts from streaming.
Great.
I heard. So I don't remember actually what the source is, but these are the things, things change, and then they're like super, unbalanced. And then people are so, people are basically good. So we will see improvements even in such a, such a situation. And of course, it forced me as a songwriter to figure out new ways of making money, because the streams, 2011, all my income almost just like dropped on the streams. And then when I got out of all publishing deals and became a free songwriter, I could also start working as a producer and help people write their songs and get them produced, and to be my own type of person, have my own business, and songwriting is included in that. I do ask for a songwriting fee, and when I did that in the beginning, I was attacked. I was attacked by Universal, for example. A person at Universal, not the record company in itself, but a person who worked there. It's important to say it's a specific person. Yeah, because everybody isn't bad, But this guy, he was so upset with me for asking for a fee as a songwriter. It does still happen that when I work in teams and there is a producer and there is an artist and I'm the songwriter, that's, some people think that, well, you're the songwriter, you're going to get paid from the royalties. And I'm like, well,
depends.
It doesn't actually work like that anymore.
Yeah.
Not so that you can first of all, it takes time to get the royalties to land in your bank account. Yeah. And streams, you can have millions and millions of streams, but it doesn't pay you enough money to survive.
Absolutely
So
not.
I just like if you want to have a song, I would love to help you with that, you know. And I told these artists, and some of them were happily paying for it, and some, well, actually didn't find anybody.
But at least you said it up front.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like up front.
Yes.
You said your terms up front. If people say no, then that's fine. That's totally fine. But I feel like I don't mean to say that because it's so cliche to say as a woman in the business, but it is very difficult for a woman in the business, especially music, to set terms.
Yes.
To set terms and talk money. It's like,
oh yeah,
shh, don't talk about that.
I
You shouldn't
know.
just do as you're told. Be a good girl. Like you'll get what you get, you know. But whereas men, and I find this so interesting, I do like to ask men, like, how should I handle this business situation? How would you handle it? So I can confidently go in and ask for what I want as a businesswoman, because the business world is quite masculine. It is a very masculine world. So a lot of people are not used to hearing a woman talk about money and business and paperwork up front. But it is important because the thing is, just like everybody else, we have bills, we have rent.
But I have to also say that even if I meet a lot of men in the music industry, producers that and songwriters too, they don't ask for anything for themselves. Like they like asking for money, I think is almost like a universal problem.
Yeah, interesting.
You know, asking for money creates like a reaction in people. Very often it creates a negative reaction, and people are very afraid of that reaction.
Why do you think that is?
It's because they're worried. It's worrying for everybody because money has been such a source of trouble. It is such a source of trouble. It's like a survival. The only way we can survive is if we have enough money to pay for food and rent. And there's always this threat if we don't make enough money, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned, and this is something I learned in my selling career in business. So before I became a songwriter, I was a salesperson. And I was selling, and I learned how to ask for money. And I even trained myself to ask for money as I would ask for the money in the sales. So for example, I give you a quick example. I would sell something that costed like $2,000, let's say that. And the client, I have gotten to the point where the client is like, wow, this is so interesting. How much is it? You know, and then I would just say, it's $2,000. And then I would shut up and wait. And the client would go, think it over. Okay, you know, and sign the contract.
Right.
Because the thing is that, but I would still get scared before I said it. You know, before they ask, how much is it? I was like, are they going to, why? That reaction that you're so afraid of is almost like equal to, is this guy going to punch me, or is this going to threaten me?
It's
or
like a physical.
Yeah, it's like a fear. And so I did this over and over. I trained with my colleague. We would just sit down and just mock up a pretend scene. And then we would ask for money. And then we would display different scenarios.
I like this.
You know, so that what are you afraid is going to happen? Well, I'm afraid that the guy is going to laugh at me. Okay, well let's dramatize that scenario. So we could do it right now. So Zenya, I love your songs. Well, is there a price tag with this song? Like, do you have a price tag on this song?
Yeah, it's $10,000.
What? Why are you asking for so much money?
I mean, I'm an expert. This is a profession. This is what I do. This is the price.
Okay, well, I guess I love the song. I'm going to buy it. Where do I sign?
Right here.
Anyway, that's how simple you would do it. But you would really, one time I remember, I had this client in front of me. I asked for $160,000 for this educational program that I was selling. And I said $160,000. And then he went quiet. And I was like, I didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. The only thing I could
It was like a standoff.
not a stand up. The only thing I could hear was this clock that he had, this old clock going. And it was totally quiet for at least a minute or so. You know, it's a long time.
Yeah.
And I refused to be the first one to speak because I was the last one who spoke.
I love this.
And then he said, well, okay.
I think you just respected your silence at this point.
I think so too.
Oh my gosh, this is kind of good. This is really good information.
Yeah, because, you know, if you're a salesperson, you go, it's $160,000 and then you're quiet. And I go, but it could give you a discount. But, you know, because then what happens there is that, the client realizes, I don't believe in my product. You know, I don't think my product is that good.
Right.
It's very important for you as an artist to, what is this worth for me?
Yeah.
What
know your
do
value.
You know, if you're a painter and you paint this amazing painting, right? And you set a too low price, everybody else is also going to consider it not that valuable.
Yeah.
So I actually have had friends of mine that are painters. One guy, he was doing exhibitions in his apartment. It was a kind of like an industrial apartment. So his girlfriend and him were living there. It was amazing. But he, in the corridors when he came in, it was full of his paintings. And he had like, $200 or even less maybe, but very little price. He put price tags on them, but very low. And I said, hey, do me a favor and change the price on this painting and put $850. Just try it, you know. That's when he started selling his paintings. And today his paintings are worth $15,000, $40,000, you know.
Wow. I like what you said, though. It's important to, like, what does this mean? How much is this worth to you? You said. And I was like, oh, that's a good place to start. Like, how much is my product worth to me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bar, Aleena.
Yeah.
That's so powerful.
It's also when you think about it, okay? So you think about songwriting. So the artist who isn't able to write those kind of songs, they want your help. All right. So you will work with this person and hopefully you will have a success. And if you do, you will never see the amount of money the artist makes on that. Of course, because the artist is touring and
selling merch
and doing all those things. So the thing is, what happens is that if the artist makes $100,000 on that song and you make 1,000, I mean, you have to really realize the artist is going to make more money if the song is amazing. So at one day of work, you know, figure out how much is one day of work worth for you.
Yeah. It's also labor too.
Yeah.
It's a labor of love, but it's also labor.
Yes.
And then when you're coming in to like vocal produce the artist, and there's so much to this. Yeah. To this process where it is your time.
Exactly.
As on top of already making the song, it's your energy, it's your time, it's a labor as well.
And I think also, of course, if there is a very successful songwriter and somebody who isn't successful in the, you know, a singer who has a dream and wants to be a singer, and they could then ask for, fantasize amount of money, which I think that wouldn't be very cool. Like you also have to think.
You have to be slightly realistic about
fair,
it. Yeah, fair,
too.
exactly.
And,
fair is the word, absolutely.
But I think one should figure it out and have a songwriting fee always. And the way I have solved it when I work with producers and artists, I am a producer myself because I bring in the project and stuff like that. But one of the things is that you just say straight up front, you always have to discuss these things because those are the only thing that can create problems. Absolutely. Is what is my work worth and what is your work worth, and how do we share this? Is the songwriting equal split, or do I get more because I bring the song into the room? Right. And what do we get each one? And that's very important.
Yeah. Well, as your girl, and since you called, and since Aleena is like a mentor to me. I'm actually going to pass the advice torch over to Aleena. What would you tell the audience about knowing their worth and creating songs? And like, it is the creative world, but there's also the business side of things. So what advice would you give to our listeners today?
Well, one thing that I do to keep myself inspired and moving forward in a world that sometimes brings you down is to not take that too serious. When you feel like shit and you feel like it's hard, and don't listen to that feeling too much. Don't, but listen to your own imagination of what you could do to improve your situation. And imagination has to do with like unclutter your mental environment and stop looking so much at what other people are doing, other people's success, because it can bring one down to look at people's success. Just look at what you have to do yourself to reach the success that you want, and also define that success to yourself. Make sure you know where you're going. Make sure that you know who you are in communicating yourself to other people. When it comes to songwriting, if you want to, or if you're a singer and you're unsure about if your singing or songwriting is good enough, just ask people and be willing to be interested in people's answers.
Do you mean ask people that have been in positions where they know, like they know about songwriting, they're great other songwriters, or do you mean ask anyone?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think you should definitely ask people who are successful, but mainly like anybody, because, who is your public? Is it the experts or is it the people? It's the people, the people out there, the girl, the cashier, like the bus driver, the taxi driver is a great one.
Yeah, the Uber drivers,
I
right?
always play my songs for Uber drivers.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Cute.
I love it. I had this one song, a new song that is coming out, which is called Drive. And it's basically, I played it for him and he was like, oh, I feel so uplifted. I have to play it to my son. He's on the couch all day long and I want him to be inspired and start working. Aww. And I was like, wow. I mean, that's amazing to be able to write a song that creates that in another person. So I think instead of worrying too much, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Just do your thing and survey your public. What do they think about your songs? Kids even is a great one.
That's always a good
Children
one.
is a great one.
And I'll add to that. I will say, and it doesn't matter what you look like, and it doesn't matter your age. We want to hear your songs.
Yes.
Don't hide it from us. Don't hold back. Let us hear your music. Okay, Aleena, where can we find you?
Well, my Instagram is Queen Aleena Music.
Okay,
Aleena
perfect.
spelled like Queen, 2 E, double E.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate.
Thank you.
I appreciate
for
your
inviting
wisdom.
Me.
Your wisdom is like, every time I listen to you talk, I'm just like, I take away something that replays in my mind over and over and over again. I just couldn't keep you from the people. I just couldn't. You're a gem.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Zenya.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Not Your Guru, Just Your Girl. I'm your host, Zenya. And just remember, you are the one you've been waiting for. Until next time.
Skipping through the dimensions.